please.
Mr. Peter Chu, our program manager of TCCSA, the winner of last year's YAC Youth Ambassador Competition, Miss Oja, and our first runner-up, Miss Karina Fung. And I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Felix Leung, who is our treasurer and board member of TCCSA. I'd like to welcome Mr. Albert Ng to help us say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen and honorable guests. Welcome to the press conference of our second Youth Ambassador Competition. Through this event, we hope to develop and promote fellowship and multiculturalism among our youth. It is open to all post-secondary students between the age of 17 and 25. Up to this moment, 9 contestants have been selected through the preliminary rounds to compete in our Acadian Ball in December. While these contestants will be undergoing specific trainings on leadership, stage etiquette, public speaking, dramatic acting, social awareness, and talent shows. Now I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our sponsors, trainers, and volunteers, and our dedicated staff for their support and hard work to this worthwhile project. I believe our title sponsor, Toronto, is running late, so I will just hand back this speaker to our MC.
Originally, Mr. Donald Wong, our titled sponsor of Donald Optical, would be saying a few words, but because of traffic, he's running a little bit late. So I'd like to talk about last year's winners. The winners of the Youth Ambassador Competition of 2007 won the opportunity to represent the TCCSA on a trip to Shanghai. I'd like to ask Miss Oja, and Miss Karina Fung to share with us their experience and what they brought back, and possibly some tips to help out this year's contestants.
Actually, we were going to first talk a little bit about our experience with the competition. It was very interesting. We got to meet a lot of different people that came from different parts of Toronto. For me, it was a very different experience because I was born and raised in Toronto, so I'm pretty fluent in English, but a lot of our contestants last year were not, and so it was a very interesting experience just to get through that language barrier, which was actually very helpful once I got to Shanghai. That was interesting. The competition itself was very, very fun experience for me. We did a lot of things that I normally wouldn't do. Like last year we did, drama. We did a lot of acting classes, which was very helpful in terms of doing presentation work, because you really have to get out of your comfort zone. And that was something I took out of just the competition itself. So we'll just kind of go over it.
We also did like contemporary dance, and just help you to be familiar with the stage, to bring the, your posture, well, to improve your posture for when you're on the stage. So it's gonna help you a lot. So trust me, to take the the sessions pretty seriously. Yeah, and also I think for me, because I was usually the shy person, I don't do a lot of socializing, but this competition actually helps me to get a great opportunity to meet a lot of people in Karina, and
meet a lot of great friends.
Yeah, and we also have a chance to to see that the use of our Metro Toronto, whether they are like nowadays, and their lifestyle, it's different because from what I expected, right? So,
Okay, so
yeah.
yes, we'll tell you a little about Shanghai and what you could sort of expect when you get there. For me, it was definitely an eye-opening experience because I am Chinese, but I'm from Cantonese background, so Shanghai was a completely different cultural experience for me. We got to see a lot of, obviously, the major sites when we got there, and we got to meet a lot of the different people. And the food is great. You have to eat once you go there. That was probably the best part of the whole trip. Actually, what the most memorable part for me was actually meeting the Shanghai students. We got to spend an evening with them, just sort of exchanging information and talking about our own backgrounds. And I thought that was just great on its own, because you actually get to learn a lot, and you see a lot of similarities between your lifestyle in Canada and their lifestyle in Shanghai, and a lot of differences. And that in its own was just an amazing learning experience for me.
And Shanghai is not because we see some like documentary on TV, but still it's like a major culture shock. You kind of have the culture shock, but still at the same time, Shanghai for us is like a real modern city. You feel like you're in, just any other major city of the world, like New York, Tokyo, those kind of places. And food is pretty awesome. And I remember we had to be in line for 1 hour and a half.
Yeah,
1 hour
for Shanghai buns. Yes,
for
definitely
the
eat that.
buns, the famous buns. And we get to meet the local youth of Shanghai Transportation University. And during the whole event, we get to talk to them, get to know the Chinese modern youth are like. And we exchanged emails with them. And we exchanged performance with them. They did a wonderful performance. Actually, it kind of put us down a little bit, but
Don't say that. We had our own. You can just from the the performance exchange there, you can just see the difference in culture, because theirs was really focused on musical talents, whereas ours was more on the creative side, because we are winning what we want in this competition, like that talent. I don't know if I told you guys, but O'Hare composed her own poem. That's how she won the talent portion of it, and so she recited that as her evening performance.
And Karina's performance, teacher drinking, it's very unique because they haven't seen of it at all, right? You don't think so? Yeah, and they're like, they're really interested in it because they never heard of it. They got a lot of questions for her actually, and so it's a really great experience there.
So we hope this year's contestants will have a fun time with this competition. Just enjoy yourself. You'll have a blast.
To have fun,
Thank you.
Thank you, Karina and Oja, for sharing their experience with us. I'd like to be handing the mic over to Mr. Peter Chu to give us an overview of what our contestants can expect of this year's competition.
Thank you, Ivy. And thanks to Ol and Karina for sharing with us the wonderful experience that they gained from last year's competition. And I'm sure this year's event will be even more exciting and rewarding for the participants. Now, I'm here to give you more detailed information about this year's Youth Ambassador competition. Now, as mentioned, the purpose of the competition is to reward excellence and commitment, and to find 2 outstanding youth to represent Metro Toronto, to promote Canadian diversity and also multiculturalism. We began promoting this year's competition in early May, and we received a lot of public feedback, a lot of interest from the public. We selected 9 contestants out of all the applications we have received, and these 9 finalists will go through a series of training, activities, competitions starting next week. Now, the training and activities that the contestants will go through this year include dancing, public speaking, stage etiquette, social awareness, problem solving, rock climbing, etc. They will also be working with each other in groups to complete a community service project and also participate in the United Way Sea and Tall Climb in October. Now, in addition to all these training and activities, there will be 2 rounds of competition later this year. The first round will be held on August 2nd at First Marketplace from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The 9 finalists will be tested on their presentation skills. I'd just like to welcome Mr. Donald Wang, the sponsor from Donald Optical. Thank you. Just continue. The first round of the competition will be held on August 2nd at First Marketplace. They will be tested on their presentation skills, social awareness, and also knowledge about Canada and current affairs. Each will also have the opportunity to perform a short piece, and we have already seen a wide range of performances, ranging from singing, poetry to belly dancing and musical instruments. Now, the final round of competition will be held on the evening of December 7th during TCCSA's annual Acadian Ball fundraising gala at Premier Ballroom in Richmond Hill. Now, all 9 contestants will be assessed throughout the training and the 2 rounds of competition. The winner and the first runner-up shall each receive a round-trip ticket plus accommodations to visit China as ambassadors.
Thank you.